Hey, welcome into my show, Random Thoughts, with your host, Paper Game Chuck, where I give out free game. On this show, I talk about hot topics, trendy topics, hood politics, government politics, sports, and entertainment, or anything that run across this big head of mine. And on today's show, I was going to talk about some. I guess I'd push it off to later on or tomorrow, because some came up across my screen, and I'm going to let y'all see what I'm talking about. Let me share my screen with y'all. Now, when I first saw this, I'm like, I know this got to be an old clip. This can't be nothing new. This can't be nothing recent. This can't be up to date. I know Ja Morant is not this stupid. This cannot be Ja Morant listening to NBA YoungBoy showing the gun again. Now, the facts haven't came out about it, if it is new or old, or when it was actually recorded. But the team immediately suspended him. And you know the NBA, the real NBA, is going to come down hard on him because he's a repeated offender. First, I feel sorry for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, at first I was angry. I ain't going to say angry. I was upset. Like, damn, why the fuck would you do that again, Ja Morant? You stupid. Just like everybody else feels. And then the next thing was, damn, it's his friend's fault. It's everybody else's fault. You know what I'm saying? But Ja Morant is 23 years old. He's a young man. He know what he doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has to be responsible and accountable for his own decisions that he's making. But with all that being said, I still feel sorry for him. And not just him, but for all the young men around this age, from 12 to 25, that's coming up in this culture. A culture that we glorify. It's not just him. He just has a platform. He's just supposed to be a role model, according to them. But he's still the young man that came up in a culture that glorifies this type of behavior. I know a lot of y'all don't understand that because a lot of y'all probably haven't came up in this type of environment. Well, most of y'all have, and y'all don't understand why he's doing it. I do. Now, I'm not saying that he should do it. I'm saying that it's not just on him. We have to look in the mirror. This is my favorite thing. We glorifying this culture. We got NBA YoungBoy at number one, him and Lil Durk and Lil Babies and the drill music. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, Lavish D, Mozzie, Filthy Rich. Is, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere you look, this is what we promote as a culture. This is our culture. This is our house. This is our backyard. And when we glorify this stuff, this is what we produce. These is our kids. I have kids his age. I'm at fault. I'm not just pointing at y'all. I'm looking in the mirror too. That's why I feel bad. That's why I feel sorry. I feel sorry for his dad that did all that to get that boy in the league. And his mama. It's hard, y'all. If you a parent of a young man in this society, it's hard. It's hard to raise these kids. No matter how much you tell them what's wrong and what's right, they go choose their own route. Cause you up against, it ain't just you. It ain't just you telling them this. It's you versus the world. I be having these discussions with my nephew, little Chucky, all the time. He be like, it's you against the world. I gotta go against NBA YoungBoy, Lil Durk, people on YouTube, gang members in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. It's hard to raise these young men, especially young melanated or carbonated young men. It's so hard when they looking at this stuff like Ja Morant on this screen. doing this. And they listening to NBA Youngboy. That shit is like demon possessed these kids. Like they ain't nothing unless they what these rappers are portraying in their music. And it goes for all of us, for the parents, for the teachers, for the young ladies that's glorifying it. Anybody that's glorifying it. When are we going to come together as a community and get rid of this poison? And I know, I used to be in the rap music game. I got a lot of music out there that's no better than what the fuck he talking about or any of these rappers talking about. But now that I'm older, I wish I never did that. But I had to go through that to become the person I am. And hopefully one day this young man become a better person because of this. But when we as a community is going to stop glorifying this type of behavior through entertainment, through movies, through videos, through music. This shit should be banned. And we can say, oh, it's just an expression of art. It is. It is. But just like you don't want porn being played freely, we don't want this being played freely in our neighborhoods. Because it's destroying us. It's destroying us. Look what it's done to us. And I'm all for the freedom of speech. I'm all for the right to hold your, the right to bear arms. Because technically, if you want to get technical, he really ain't did nothing against the law. It's just the look of it. But my point is, like I always like to say, we need to look in the mirror at ourselves as a community and the things that we glorify. Because there's a lot of Ja Morants out there. They just don't have the same platform. They crash out every day. But since he's Ja Morant, we want to care much more. But what about the average 23-year-old that crash out every motherfucking day in your local neighborhood for the same type of shit? It's easy to be like, dumbass niggas. They hella stupid. They all stupid? They all dumb? Come on now. It's not by accident. This is not by chance. This is by design. They're going to be like, oh, Chucky, you making an excuse for him. No, I'm not making an excuse. I'm just telling you what it is. We glorify this shit. This shit is getting pushed down our motherfucking throats. This gang culture. This violent culture. Through music, through entertainment, through movies, videos. And now that it's Ja Morant, we want to have something to say. We should have had something to say yesterday when a little 15-year-old boy was listening to Young Boy and crashed out. Or the other day when a little 20-year-old was listening to Lil Durk and crashed out. Or in my era when I was listening to the Hot Boys and crashed out. Or in my uncle and them era when they was listening to Tupac and crashed out. This type of music possessed motherfuckers, man. I was one of them. I was Ja Morant at 23. I just didn't have Ja Morant platform. Probably, or what y'all would say, I don't have much to lose as Ja Morant. But I still was him. People told me don't do that or I shouldn't do that, but I still did what I wanted to do. Was I possessed? Maybe. This type of shit will get a hold of you, man. So I just say that to say this, man. I'm pulling for that young man and his family. You know what I'm saying? But we as a community, we got to do better. That's one of ours. He's one of us. He's one of ours. We can laugh at him and say all that shit, but he's still one of us. And us seeing him go through this, that's all of us going through this. We only as strong as our weakest link. So let's protect our children, man, somehow, some way, because this society, this world damn sure don't give a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? And then then we can protect them as much as we want to and try to keep them away from the life, and they still will choose it. I know. I experienced it myself. I tried to keep mine away from as much as I possibly can. I came home and changed my life, but he still chose to do what he wanted to do. Because it's me against the world. And it shouldn't be me against the world. It's supposed to be us, a community. We supposed to filter what comes in and out of this community and how we want it to be portrayed to the world. Because look how they portray us. And we feeding right on into it by glorifying the nonsense. So instead of laughing at y'all, let's look in the mirror and see what we can do to help better our culture, help change the narrative about our culture. Because the culture that we pushing today, we gonna keep ending up like Ja Morant. And it's a million other young black men, young carbonated men, young melon, whatever you want to call us, men that's doing the same exact thing, that's crashing out, that lose it all. He just gonna lose some money though. So y'all the young men losing their lives, losing their freedom. So y'all, instead of laughing at him or kicking him while he down, let's look in the mirror at what we can do to change the narrative about our culture, about our community. What sacrifices could we make to help the next generation? If that's stop listening to this music, if that's what we got to do to change the narrative, let's change the narrative. But we all have free will. We could do what we want to do. But my thing is, don't complain or have something to say when this type of shit happen. Or when it happens to you, because it happens to all of us in our community. We all know somebody, Ja Morant, that crashed out. And we all have part in when they crashing out because we help glorify this shit. That's not good. That's not good music. That's demonic music. I hate to say I was a part of it at one time. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to my show, Random Thoughts, man. Peace and love, man. Remember, let's look in the mirror at ourselves and see how we can change this narrative about our culture and our community and how we are portrayed, man. Peace and love to the guys and goddesses, man. Till next time, I'm Izal.